and welcome to our final episode of From the Helm here live at the Resources Rising Stars Gather Round Conference in partnership with Bell Financial Group for 2025. I'm Grady Wolf, Market Analyst at Bell Direct, and I'm thrilled that our final guest here today is Andrew Muir, the Managing Director of Sipa Resources. Andrew, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Grady.
For our investors who may not know the Sipa story, can you give us a bit of a background on what you've been up to in the last 12 months?
For sure. So most recently we have acquired some gold projects in South Australia and WA, and that is very much the focus for us going forward.
Yep.
We're looking at active exploration on ground with some drilling coming up, and we've been joined on the board by Stephen Biggins, who's a South Australian local. So looking for a very busy year ahead and tapping into the South Australian network.
Now, your gold projects in South Australia are pretty close to Barton Gold's project here. Tell us about the project itself, how good the deposits are looking, and also the grades you're looking to get there.
For sure. So we've got two projects that straddle Barton's Tunkillia project, so Tunkillia North,
yes,
which is surprisingly to the north, and we've also got Knuckler Hill, which is to the south. So Knuckler Hill is on the Yalbrinda Shear Zone, which is host to the Tunkillia deposit, which is a 1.6 million ounce deposit, and Tunkillia North, that's on the other side of the Yurta Shear, and we're looking to go test that. It's got a really interesting calcrete anomaly on it. Knuckler Hill, we've got 40 kilometres of strike of that Yalbrinda Shear, which hosts Tunkillia. So we're pretty optimistic about the potential for that to host a large gold deposit, particularly given we've got 1.6 million ounces just 15 kilometres to the north.
Now, what's happening in South Australia right now? You just mentioned what the deposits are, but when do we start drilling? When does the excitement happen?
Absolutely. So we've already been on ground. We only finished the acquisition in February, but we've had people on ground already checking out the access and areas that we want to do the heritage clearance for. So we've submitted our heritage clearance application. So we've got native title agreements on all of the projects. Now we just need to get the heritage surveys completed ahead of drilling. So we'll look to drill probably this quarter, and we're going to do at least 2 or 3 programs over the remainder of the year on those projects.
Now, South Australian-based mining executive Stephen Biggins recently joined your board,
That's right.
And he's also got a big shareholding of the company.
Yep.
So what does this credibility bring to the company?
So Stephen came on board because he was one of the key vendors of these projects.
Yeah.
And look, Stephen brings multiple different positives to the company. One, he's an Adelaide local, so obviously we can tap into his network, finance and geological network. He also has a very good following, having taken Core up to a plus $2 billion company. That's Core Lithium. So he's got a good track record. He's fundamentally a geologist as well. So he's got a good corporate and a good technical background. And that's just a really good addition to the Sipa board.
Now, you've also acquired the Crown Gold project in WA. So you've been on a big acquisition hunt recently.
Yep.
Tell us about that project and what attracted you to the project in WA.
So the Crown project came in at the same time we bought the South Australian assets in. And the focus for us was 100% gold assets in great locations with good logistics. So both the South Australian assets and Crown fit that bill. Crown is about 40 minutes southeast of Kalgoorlie, so we can get to it very easily by road. And it's strategically located. We're surrounded by Black Cat and their Cal East operations. And it's only 40 minutes up the road to the newly acquired Lakewood processing plant. So the beauty about that is we don't need to find a deposit that is very large to be able to monetize it. So we can get really good bang for our buck by exploring Crown. We're looking to have drill program of that within the next couple of months. So really excited to get out there.
Now, what can investors expect on a news flow front from Sipa over the next 12 months?
Look, very busy next 12 months. So following the acquisition of Crown and the South Australian projects, as I said, we've been to site. We've already done a calcrete sampling program on Tunkillia North, so we're expecting results from that pretty soon. Then we'll, once we finish the heritage surveys for both South Oz and Crown assets, we'll be rolling in the drill rigs. We'll be doing air core on Crown, and we'll be doing some air core and also RC on the South Australian project. So very busy year ahead.
Andrew Muir from Sipa Resources, thank you so much for joining us today from the Helm, and I hope you enjoyed that episode as much as we did filming it.